Hello, it's me Dryzz! We are back with the weapon guide. This time it's the Cycron. Well, it will be the Tenet Cycron specifically. Just to clarify something, the title is what is written on the weapon. Got no idea what it means though. If you can read, Corpus, please tell me. I was super uninspired for the title. That doesn't look like anything, to be honest. Anyway, the Tenet Cycron is a cheap new core. It still primes really well though. And as a DPS it also is not disappointing, although it ain't meta. This video will basically be similar to the Kuva Twin Stubas one, except that this time it's for a beam weapon. I will have two sorts of announcements to see at the end of the video. Anyway, in this video you'll see some of my builds and buff I like to run with it. Alright, what's the Cycron? It's a battery beam secondary. Battery means it has infinite ammo. It recharges when you stop shooting, and its beam changes between nearby enemies. I believe it hits two enemies on top of the targeted one. Except for the normal Cycron, only the Tenet does have the chaining effect, which is the one we will refer to from now on. It has innate hit, and the Tenet version can have an additional status. It has 30% status chance, 1.8 crit multiplier, 20% crit chance, 12 fire rate, a mag of 40, with a reload delay of 0.5 seconds, meaning once you stop shooting you have to wait 0.5 seconds to start reloading the mag, with a reload speed of 40 rounds per second. It has 1 of punch through, with a 28 beta beam, and a 0.7 Raven disposition, so yeah, this time we won't use a Raven. It does not have any add fire, and only has a base version and a Tenet one. As a battery weapon, reload speed changes the recharge delay. Let's see my build. First I got the red progenitor cause I was too lazy to farm a better one, but magnetic and hit are great choices. Since it got innate hit, it would have a pretty high hit weighting though to be honest, I don't know much about which progenitor would be the best on these weapons. I'd be tempted to say magnetic in both cases, to be honest. Alright, first build will be a co-priming one. I built viral, hit and magnetic there, but if you got magn or hit progenitor, then you might want to build for something else. Running accelerated isotope would be cool since it has fire rate and radiation. Basically just trying to cover as many elements as possible for Encumber. You can also do the same with Coroblast, though viral hit is the most efficient to me. Also I considered running some punch through, since each enemy hit by the main beam can connect to 2 more enemies. That will depend if you wanna prime groups or individuals. Then for a DPS build I'd run a viral hit build with some crit, using the Flare Arcane too since I apply hit stacks really fast. Of course you're on a Dryzz video, so you get to see an acuity build. For single target killing it does work pretty well, and since it primes enemies around it, it makes killing other enemies fine too. Though Scourge doesn't reject chain beams to headshots. You could probably make a hit inherit primer build, with the hit progenitor, the innate hit and the usual hit inherit mods. I actually don't know if innate hit and hit progenitor apply to the hit inherit buffing, but it doesn't hurt to try anyway, probably. For the buffs you can run things like Shock, Smite and Thermal Thunder with the augment to prime, or even Tempest Barrage with its augment, Nourish, Decoy with the damage augment. Grouping abilities would definitely help a lot too, especially if you're running more punch through. You can also add more fire rate, like with Accelerated Isotope, Arcane Velocity, the Bond mod, Yari with Merlina Guardian, and then run Energized Munitions as a subsume. Since we're talking about whole frames, running Sight for his punch through with a grouping ability definitely sounds banger. For DPS builds, you can run Nourish, Roar, Xata, and well, I don't recommend Xata for headshot builds, especially Acuity since it will put bubbles on the torso of nearby enemies. Damage vulnerability abilities do work well too. Alright, video itself is over, time for the small announcements. First one is the fact that I started working on an extremely long video about Revenant. I wanted to announce this cause I need to know everything about Revenant. So if you have anything to say, any idea or something I can try, feel free to tell me under any video. Recent ones if possible cause I don't get notifications from old videos for some reason. I'm interested in literally any info, even obvious ones. The video will definitely be multiple hours long, but it will cover everything related to Revenant, whether it's his lore, abilities, interactions, subsumes, bugs, fan-made reworks, etc. And the second announcement is that I'm planning to open a Discord server for mains. The point is to have a place to regroup mains from each Warframe and potentially weapons, so you can share tips, knowledge, etc. It will be open to anyone, you don't need to have a main or anything like that. Basically a place to share your love, passion and knowledge about whatever is from the game. I will talk more about these two announcements in a video made for them in the future. Thank you for watching. Now you're... Remember to have fun. Adios.